I'll tell you what, I'm usually behind my phone talking or behind a podcast mic, and sometimes on my videos when I get like 100 views, I'm like, oh, goodness, the views are so low. But seeing 100 people plus in this room, I have a greater appreciation because this is a lot of people. And I'm trembling a little bit up here. I'm so very excited because when I started this journey and when I started posting on YouTube, this is something that I had always wanted this. I always wanted to speak at a Pooper Scooper conference. I wanted a Pooper Scooper conference because there wasn't a lot of representation online for our industry. I am so incredibly grateful for William, for Levi, wherever you're at, King of Pooh, for investing so much in me, and I have the opportunity to be up here and to be able to interact with all of you that I've been interacting with for quite some time. So let's get into this. Let's talk about courage over clout. And a lot of times I try to be positive, but as you know, I like to keep it real. All right, the harsh truths, you guys. There's gonna be some people in this room that won't build a business or a life that they are truly proud of. And it's not because you don't work hard. It's not because you're not smart. It's because you're scared and you're unfocused. Fear, being scared, being unfocused, not doing what you said that you wanna do is going to stop you from moving forward in business and life, okay? And I don't want to do like tips and tricks. You can find that stuff on YouTube. But what I really want for you to take away with today is a new mindset that is rooted in courage. I want you to have a clear version of what truly matters to you and to your family, because that's what's truly, truly important. And I want to give you practical ways to make this stuff happen, because if you don't actually put it in action, you won't build a business and you won't build a life that you are truly, truly proud of. Okay, so what are you scared of? We're all scared, we all have fears. Are you scared of pivoting? Are you scared of you're doing something and you're like, I don't know if I wanna try something new because I'm already doing this. Why do I wanna move? Are you afraid of what people are gonna say? We're in the dog poop removal industry, okay? We all know, you do that for a living? People actually pay you for that? I remember, Jim, you told me that a guy wouldn't shake your hand at a party. It's like, yeah, what do we do, pick it up with our bare hands? No. Are you afraid of letting go of something that you've already built? Are you afraid to let go of people, relationships that you might have that are holding you back? Or are you afraid to start over? Like with me, I had a job where I was working for 14 years. It's like, you're really gonna give all that up to start a Pooper Scooper business? And I think having something that is secure it just keeps us stuck in the same place, and we don't want to leave because it's comfortable. A job, a bad relationship, habits that we have. But like I was saying earlier, I'm not here to give you tips and tricks or shortcuts. Find that stuff on YouTube. I want to give you a mindset that is rooted in courage. So what is courage? It allows you to build when it's hard. It allows you to build when you're scared. Sometimes it's been really hard to move because I'm an overthinker. I'm in my feelings all the time, and I'm always like thinking about like what's gonna happen if this goes wrong, or what's gonna happen if I make this customer upset, or what's going to happen if I make the wrong decision. And it has stopped me from doing things that I've needed to do. But what I have learned from William and from Levi and so many people that actually have like way larger businesses than I have is you have to move before you feel ready. You're never gonna feel ready. You're always gonna be scared. Like even me coming up here, I was like sick to my stomach. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so many people. This is crazy. But now that I'm up here, I'm like, okay, that's cool. We're doing it. This is great. I love it. You have to keep going when people aren't clapping for you, because as many of us know in this industry, people don't understand the power of poop. They don't understand how this industry is changing. It's changed my life. I know it's changed many of our lives in here. So you have to believe so much in yourself, and you just have to kind of keep going through it. And you have to build something that truly matters. Because if you're just building something that doesn't matter to you and you don't have values, like how are you going to keep going on those hard days? I had small-minded thinking, very much so small-minded thinking, because I'm always thinking, like overthinking stuff all the time. And I didn't know if I could actually have a Pooper Scooper business that was going to be 7 figures. I scaled to 6 figures very, very quickly, very quickly. And I had spoken with some other business owners in the area, but I'm like, 7 figures? Like, how can you do 7 figures with poop scooping? Well, it just so happened William was watching one of my videos and he decided to leave this comment. I think you guys can read it, but he said he owned a 7-figure pooper scooper business out in Washington called Swoop Scoop. And at that time, it was over a year ago, but it was probably under 2, and they were at 1,500 clients at that time. This comment right here made such an impact in my life because not only did it open my eyes that this industry was possible to hit 7 figures, but it also got me in contact with a lot of other business owners and to be able to hear your guys' story. And so small-minded thinking, it's gonna hold us back. It's going to keep us incredibly small. And so there's some of us out here that we want to grow bigger businesses, but we're scared, or we have people around us that want to, I don't know, talk negative into us, and they get into our head, and it's head trash. And it keeps us scared. So being in rooms like this, you guys should be incredibly proud of yourself that you decided to show up for yourself today and get around other like-minded business owners. Because this right here, like you guys are listening to me, you're listening to the other speakers, but the conversations that all of you are going to have with each other on the way to the bathroom, going to get coffee in the hotel rooms, that's where you're gonna pick up those nuggets that are so incredibly important for you, for your business, and for you as a person. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to ask the hard questions, because people here, as the pooper scooper industry, we want to invest into each other. We want to see each other build. And that's something that's so unique to this industry, and I absolutely love it. I love you guys. This is great. Woo, thank you. Thank you. So nice. Appreciate that. But here's the thing. Okay, we're hyped. We're excited. You guys are giving claps right now. We're like, we're going to go home, and we're going to build these businesses. We're going to do it. But then we get around bad habits. We get around people that speak negative into us. We get back into our own bad habits. And you're like, oh, maybe I won't send out that text message. Maybe I won't follow up with that customer. Maybe I won't figure out that marketing campaign that I said I was going to do. So it's really important to keep putting yourself in rooms like this. Reach out to your local chamber or whatever other networking events that there might be, but also try to find other small business owners that you can try to meet up with. If it's not once a week's a little, I feel like that's a little too much. I don't got time for that. But maybe like once a quarter or something, or have some type of chat to where you're able to feed into each other, because there's a very different mindset versus a business owner versus somebody that works a 9 to 5. So please, please, please keep putting yourselves in rooms like this. All right, you have to protect your momentum. Have you ever met somebody it's like a fire killer, right? Like you're amped up, you're super excited, but then you're around them and they're just like putting out your fire and putting out your flames. And you're like, maybe I'm not on fire for this business. Maybe I shouldn't do this business. Maybe I shouldn't try to figure out this relationship. You gotta get away from those people, man. You have to protect yourself. So you might have to let people go. For any of you that have been listening to the podcast, I'm an oversharer, so a lot of you probably know a lot about me, but I had to let a lot of things go. Let go friends. I had to let go drinking. I had to let go arguing with my husband over the dumbest things, because everything doesn't need to be an argument. And even though I like to think that I'm right all the time, I am not. It's on camera now. So I had to let a lot of people go, and it became very lonely. It was incredibly lonely. Not drinking, having to feel all those emotions, the good, the bad, the ugly, not having in-person friends. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but those of you that were listening to my content and interacting with me, you guys have been my friends over the past years. And because of all of you, you helped me keep creating that content and keep putting stuff out and be able to connect. Because making those hard decisions, surprise, they're hard. But I had to do it because I wasn't able to move forward and become the person that I wanted to be. Because if you have these people in your life that keep holding you back, they're gonna keep holding you back and you're not gonna be able to move forward. Give you my little story. So America, I started my pooper scooper business a little over 7 years ago. That magnet right there, the pink one, that was my second magnet, and it just had way too much information on it, but that's how I got started. And I bought this little shirt off Vistaprint. I was working at the hospital. I'd been there for 14 years when I quit the hospital, and I hated it there. I'm gonna say it, I hated it there. Every single day, somebody would come in and be like, how you doing? Oh, living the dream. Living the dream. Whose dream? Not my dream. Because you're miserable. And I see it time and time again. People that had been there for so long, and you just see a little bit like the soul just getting sucked out of them year after year. But you get the golden handcuffs, you get retirement, you get health care, you get paid time off, which I don't know what that is. Being a small business owner, paid time off, what is that? That was 18-year-old Erica right there with that bad blonde hair. That was box dye and those bangs. I got into a car accident actually that night because I got hit with an airbag and I had a heart-shaped bruise on my throat. But I worked there and then I did a lot of jobs. I became a beer cart chick at a golf course. I worked as a waitress for like, I don't know, 2.5 days. I was like, this isn't for me. I can't remember people's ranch. I was an esthetician and I ripped off a lady's entire eyebrow, just the whole thing. Ripped the eyebrow off. I was like, oh no, this is terrible. I told her, I was like, you don't have to tip me. Yeah. She did not. But I was often called flaky because I kept trying different things. Like, why are you so flaky? Why do you keep trying all these things? I'm like, because I'm miserable. I don't want to do this anymore. So I'm going to keep trying different things until I figure out something that actually sticks. And it just so happened that I decided, let me go back. I wanted to go back to school because I was like, you know what? I got to get out of this job, but I can't leave the golden handcuffs because I need healthcare, retirement, all of that stuff. So I was like, I'll go back to school to be a physical therapist assistant. But I had to take a public speaking class. I'm like, this is terrible. I don't talk in front of 20 people. This is nuts. There's no way I'm gonna do this. And I remember driving. I was driving to that class. My heart was like racing out of my chest, just like what was happening when I was sitting right here. If I could have faked my own death, I would have. Because I'm like, I don't want to do this, man. So I get there, I give the presentation, I grab my backpack, I left, I dropped out of school. I was like, nope, we're not gonna do that. I guess we're just gonna stay where we needed to stay. But here's the thing, is I'm incredibly persistent. I was like, you gotta go back, Erica, you have to. So I signed up at a different school, and would you believe it? I couldn't believe it. I still had to do the public speaking class. I'm like, you guys didn't get rid of that yet? This is nuts. But this time it was different. It was different. The teacher, she said we could be one of the first 5 people that could sign up and could put our name on the board. I go in there every week and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put my name on the board. This way we can just get it over and done with. Because waiting to speak or waiting to do anything, it sucks, man. You're like, the anticipation's like bubbling and you're just thinking about it over and over again. This is why procrastination is terrible. So for any of you that are procrastinators in here, you're making your life so much harder than it needs to be. Just get over it. You have to do stuff fast. But anyway, so every week I would go in there. I'm like, I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it. This is the week. I'm going in there. I'm gonna sign my name up there. And every week I won it. And that was every week that I was failing myself because I said I was going to do it and I didn't. Well, it came down to the very last class and I walked in and I was like, this is it, Erica. You have to do this. You have to. Like, this is the end. So I took a deep breath. You would have thought that I was volunteering myself as tribute in the Hunger Games. I went on there and I wrote my name on the board. That was a big deal. That was a real big deal. I mean, so much I posted on Facebook how much of a big deal it was. Because if it's not on Facebook, it didn't happen, okay? But that moment right there, that was a real rep of courage. It was the rep of courage that allowed me to start my pooper scooper business, even though I was scared. It allowed me to stay sober for a little over 2.5 years. And it has allowed me to put myself on camera and do stuff like this, even though I'm scared. I'm nervous. What are people gonna think? Am I gonna be okay? Am I gonna say the right thing that's gonna impact somebody and hopefully they can take this back and improve something in their life? Because that's what really matters. Like me being up here, it's not like, oh, Erica's on stage, it's so good. I wanna make sure that I'm impacting, if not everybody, at least somebody, and you can take something away and just make an improvement in your business or your life. So when I talked about procrastination, we wait too long. We wait to build a perfect logo. Oh, our website isn't perfect, I can't launch yet. We wait until we feel ready, You're never gonna feel ready. I was never gonna feel ready, none of us feel ready. Maybe, well for me, it's like, you're gonna wait till stop drinking? I'm just gonna have one more weekend or one more uncomfortable situation or one more happy situation, whatever it is. Or you're gonna wait for them to change. I'm not the problem, not me, no way. Then they need to change. Are you gonna wait for that? No, you can't control people. All you can do is control yourself. And a good friend of mine said, the only two things that we can control is what goes into our mouths and what goes out of our mouths. And I was like, that's powerful. That is so true. That is so true. And we got to make hard decisions because Jamie Coons actually said something about this on my Facebook post. And I want to revisit that. But making hard decisions, it's hard even when sometimes we make hard decisions, it's like a no-brainer. Like, yeah, I got to quit talking to this person, or I should probably quit eating that BS or doing the drugs or whatever it is. But sometimes you have to stop things that are good for you because you have to say yes to things that are actually important to you. And sometimes we don't even know what's actually important to us. And so that's actually something that I'm going to be thinking about a little bit more because I'm like, I do say yes a lot. But I have a lot of keys to courage, but I only have, how much longer do I got? I only had 30 minutes and I only got 10 minutes left. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So 3 keys to courage is you got to move fast. You got to move fast when you're scared. And this was really hard for me to understand until just seeing how William and Levi put this on so quick. He was like, I think I'm going to put on a Scoop conference. I'm thinking to myself, all right, we got 18 months, maybe 2 years, no, 5, how long? 4 months, right? It came together very quickly. And it's absolutely amazing. He moved fast, and so many people's lives are going to be impacted because of this. This is crazy. I'm blown away. I'm going to have so much content about this. I'm going to be talking about it forever. You have to be shameless about your dreams, absolutely shameless about it, because people are going to they're going to talk bad about you. They don't understand, right? People that don't understand your dream, you can't listen to them because it's your dream. They're not going to be able to understand. And one person that's really good about this, which bridges into the next one, with being shameless, is Stephanie from Turd Nerd. She posts so much on her social media. She is loud, she is proud, she wants every person to know about her business, and she does. But she's doing it with a purpose. It's not just random posts. She knows exactly what she's posting for. She wants to connect with her audience, she wants to get to know people, and she wants to be able to build those relationships. So you want to build for real, not for show. This is something that I learned a lot last year, because with my social media stuff, it kind of started to take over what I was doing. It was taking over my mind, it was taking over everything, and I wasn't paying a lot of attention to my business like I should have. And then I got hurt, I hurt my back, and I had to really slow down and figure out and focus my energy because we only have so much energy. And it made me realize that I needed to really grow my business and I needed to learn how to invest in people because I wouldn't be able to grow a business like William and Levi, Amanda and Justin, or Stephanie with Turd Nerd. They have big businesses and I'm not gonna be able to do that alone. And I'm a little bit of a control freak, so I had to learn how to chill out. And so I had to build something for real and why it actually matters. But I didn't know what mattered. I had no idea what actually mattered to me until I was having a conversation with Jeff Joyner. I love that guy, he's great. He was so good. I was having a bad day and I asked him, because I was like, you've been married a long time. Josh and I were, I was mad, he probably didn't care, but I was all in my head. So I just started asking him questions about relationship. And he said that he has a couple things that are his core values, what he really guides his life. And I'm like, I don't have any of those. I don't know. I don't even know what I stand for. I have no idea. I'm just posting content. I'm just doing whatever feels right or whatever people think I should do or what I should say. I'm like, what does Erica actually stand for? And so I want you to ask yourself, what do you stand for? Do you know? Do you have core values that is going to help guide, make the decisions that you're going to make, the people that you're going to talk to? So what I would like for you to do is think on it. You might not know right now, but write down 3 things that are core values to you and for your family that will help guide you moving forward in decisions that you're going to make. And if you need some tips, I wrote down 5 because my favorite number is 5. Okay, so I want to speak the truth even when it's hard, because difficult conversations have always been hard for me, but I want to be able to have those conversations with people and speak love into them and be able to do that. And I want to serve people, not the ego, because my face is on the side of my truck, you guys. That's such an ego thing. Gosh. I think with social media, we get so wrapped up in the likes and the clicks and what people are thinking, and we're posting on our business page, and we're like, oh, nobody liked it, nobody shared it. I gotta do something crazy. I gotta do something wild. I gotta twerk on a video or something. We don't got to do that. Or we can. But it depends on what falls in line with your values. I want to stay consistent with the promises that I've made to myself, because I've noticed every time I slack on the promises I've made to myself, I start to feel bad about myself, and then I start falling off the wagon with other things, other responsibilities. And it's really important to keep all of this going and keep it running smoothly, because as business owners, we have a lot riding on us. And I want to honor God, and I want to continue to honor God, not followers. I want to follow. Thank you. Thank you to God. Because he's changed my life, man. Whew. I was wild. I love God. Thank you, God. And I want to grow through it, even when it sucks. Last year sucked. I know Levi was talking about the vehicles that got crashed. You said it all happened in like a week. I lost 2 within 6 months, and I was like absolutely devastated. And so stuff like this is going to happen in your business. You know, you're going to go through really tough times, and you just have to stick through it and grow through it. Because I wanted to shut my business down last year. I truly, truly wanted to, because I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. This sucks. But I'm so happy I didn't, because then I wouldn't be here chatting with all of you, because that would have actually sucked. Also, going in line with that, my friend Trisha, I had met her, and she was like, I did some training, some coaching with her, because I was trying to like figure out who Erica is. Who's Erica? I don't know. Other than just like the pooper scooper girl. She asked me, she's like, what does a perfect day look like for you? Like, what? What do you mean a perfect day? She's like, what does your perfect day look like? She asked me this 2 years ago. I'm like, I don't know what a perfect day looks like. So I want to challenge all of you. What does a perfect day look like for you? It's not a vacation day. It's not a day that's going great. It's just like a perfect Tuesday. What does that look like for you? Me personally, I'm in the process of still building this up, because figuring out who I am as a person, what my core values are, that goes in line with building that perfect day. Because as business owners, like, what are we doing? What are we doing this for? We want to live a life, and we want to have a business that is meaningful, where we can do the things that we want to do, and we're not slaves to our business. And so many people it's a job, and it's day in and day out, and you're miserable and you hate your business. So if you don't know what your perfect day looks like, I'm going to give you some little insight into mine. I know this is crazy. I do want to wake up at 4 a.m., I promise. Mainly because I want to be able to work out by 5, because working out is really good for my mental health, and I like the way that I look, and my husband likes the way that I look. It's all good. I love it. I want to have breakfast at 6:30 in the morning, mainly because I want to have breakfast with my husband. I want to make sure that I spend time with him, because as business owners, this can consume us. It becomes our everything. It becomes our best friend. It becomes the most important things to us, and then all of a sudden your relationships, the person that used to be the most important to you, becomes a roommate. How's it going? Dab it up. You know, that sucks. That's not good for long-term relationships. And so I love our breakfast that we have together. I want to get dressed, ready by 8 a.m. I want to make sure that I spend time with the Lord. I read my Bible, no more than 15 minutes, because I got a short attention span. I got to get a nap in. I love a good nap. 45 minutes to a half an hour, around 1:45. And I want to be in bed by 8:30, because I want to wake up at 4 a.m. So that's the reason, that's what my perfect day looks like so far. All the other stuff, what I'm doing, I'm not really too sure yet. I'm still working on it. So I challenge you to figure out, what's your perfect Tuesday look like? And this is the realization that I had. I was building a business on shaky ground, because I was trying to please everyone, not please myself, and I was just getting incredibly, incredibly tired. Show of hands, how many of you are super tired with your business, and you're like, I don't know if I can send out that email, I don't know if I can send out that quote. It's just, we gotta do it. We have to do it, but we have to make some changes in our business to make sure that we're not building on shaky ground, and we're not so tired that we accidentally set up a customer where we bill them every week for $120, because I did that, and I had to issue a $450 reimbursement, which really sucked. But I didn't really understand this until I fell down the stairs, I got hurt, I herniated 2 discs in my back, and I was forced to stop. I was forced to stop listening to podcasts, YouTube videos, family, friends. I had to listen to God. I had to say, God, what do you want for me? What am I actually supposed to be doing right now? Because what I'm doing, this isn't sustainable. This isn't going to happen. I'm running myself ragged. I'm tired. I hate my business. I hate everything right now. So I had to listen. I'm like, what is it? What are we doing? I had to say, God, I don't have all this figured out, but I'm going to move anyways. I'm going to do it scared. I'm going to do it afraid, but I'm going to move. So before I close, I want to thank God so much for using a pooper scooper like me from Michigan to be able to connect with all of you. Do I got 5 more minutes? My clock just went off. We all have to have a purpose. God's my purpose. You figure out what your purpose is because it's truly important. Because if we don't figure that out, the world and other people are going to dictate what's truly important to us. And you're going to follow other people and not be building the business and the life that you truly, truly want for yourself. So to wrap it up, I want you to move scared. I want you to move unpolished. Because even when I was recording my YouTube videos, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just posting. I was just like, I'll just figure it out. And it's like same thing with your website. And Ogie was talking about making sure you're within the top 20 websites. You do want to make sure that you get to that stuff. I totally agree. But if you don't have the money to get started, if you don't have the money to put into all that, get started, because guess what? You're going to get customers, and that gives you money that you can reinvest into an awesome CRM and into a website and advertisement, all of that stuff. So you have to move, and you have to move quickly. And you don't have to be super sure of yourself. You'd be like, I'll just figure it out. And that's the best way to learn how to do stuff, because you go through those trial and errors. You'd be like, I don't want to do that again. That sucked. So make the call, record the video, say yes to the purpose. And if you could you do me a favor? If you're not following me on YouTube, could you scan that and follow me on YouTube? So then that way, if you want to connect or you forget what I talked about, you can find me. I'll be, chatting in my truck or behind a podcast mic or something like that. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. This is awesome.